going to be stopped there. I thought the referee was looking at it. And here's Jackson Paulo back on the inside, beats 3 or 4, beats Kepi, gets to the line. But there's a lot of Manly jumpers there to deny South Sydney scoring the first try.
Stay on the line, guys.
It would be a massive surprise if Sean Kepi was to return to the field tonight, given how rubber-legged he was. All the indicators there of a concussion suffered. Imagine his night may well be over. Marty Tapau into the game much earlier than anticipated. Certainly in the Manly Seagulls coach's box. 2 plays remaining in this set. Murray take it towards the upright. Stopped there by Tapau and also Aloye. And the Rabbitohs have one more. Cook goes to Walker on the last. Grubbering. A chase for Gagai. Tom Trbojevic will take it dead, and it will be a goal line dropout.
Well, and this goes right back to the Sean Kepi bust. A couple of minutes ago, broke the line, was looking to set Daly Cherry Evans on his way and drop the ball. Adam Reynolds counterattacks almost immediately. Now South will get a repeat set. Trbojevic just wanting and willing that to go dead. But Gagai was all over him, forcing him to take it dead, and now South with another set.
As they did in week 1 in the qualifying final against the Panthers, the Rabbitohs with most of the pressure early on. It's Totola who will bring it back here. Tapau and Jake Trbojevic involved in the tackle as Cook looks to this left-hand side. It's been very much a left edge attack from the Rabbitohs. No surprise, I guess, to this point of the game. Here is Reynolds. Comes out the back to Walker. Now Tav. It comes across to Jackson Paulo. Flings it back infield. Knocked backwards there by Graham. He's taken in the touch. Was there a knock on, though, by the Seagulls?
Did you think there was a touch there?
I thought there was.
There was.
Actually, Klein agrees.
Where do you want the drum?
South Sydney stretching the Manly defence. Ruben Garrick. Is there a touch there from
See you guys, that shot clock's going.
Josh Schuster as Campbell Graham fumbled the ball? And we've got his left hand to it.
And takes Graham into touch. So it will be the Rabbitohs who will bring it back midfield. 10 metres out and a chance for Walker and Reynolds to do what they've done so well so often in 2021. Here's Cook off the back of the scrum. Walker is there, tipping it on. Taff couldn't quite find Johnston on the full. He'll bring it back the winger and be stopped there by Olakau'atu and also Jake Trbojevic. Just on 8 gone. Said restart here for the Rabbitohs. It's Nichols. Takes it towards the uprights. And a full set to work with. Slow play the ball as Cook comes back to Reynolds. Taff, he puts it down. Manly have hung on. There's a bit of starch early on about this Sea Eagles defence.
Oh, there's been good contact from the Sea Eagles and a lot of defence to do on their own goal line there. And they weren't passive. Here's the scrum win. Blake Taff out the back. Off the Cody Walker pass, looking to find that unmarked Alex Johnston, but just couldn't perfect the ball. And there was Cherry Evans off his line, putting some pressure on Taff, and he just couldn't hold it. That's a little win there to the Seagulls, defending their own line, forced to drop, kick the ball back out to South Sydney and force the error.
Manly win the scrum, and they'll work it away through Moses Suli, who's in the side tonight, for Brad Parker, who's out with a hand injury. Mr. Powell brings it forward. Corey Parker, any news, Corey, on the situation with Sean Kepi?
Yeah, I just spoke to the doctor of the Manly Seagulls, and Sean Kepi is gone. He will not return here this evening, which is a huge blow for the Manly Seagulls and Des Hasler, but a terrific start by both sides. As you'd expect in a prelim final, the physicality along the sideline is top shelf.
A great shame for the middle forward who long ago became a father, missed 5 games as a result while he was outside the COVID bubble. Out of the game here tonight in the prelim final. Cherry Evans, spiralling torpedo, goes down to Johnston, who put one down pretty easily back in week 1 against the Panthers. Makes a good catch here though. And he'll play it just outside the Rabbitohs 30.
Yeah, very important for Manly, who just defended their own line for a number of minutes to get to their kick on that set, which they did. Cherry Evans putting the spiral bomb up, and now they'll try and force an error or keep South Sydney to within their own half.
Nichols brings it back into Seagulls territory. He'll play it there for Cook as Reynolds looks inside to Murray, goes outside to Walker. Gagai with some room to move. And such a good bump. A nice tackle there by Morgan Harper. Wraps him up at the 30. Walker. Little ad-lib kick down the short side here. Puts Travojevic under a little bit of pressure. He went to ground to clean it up. Didn't want to risk pick it up on the gallop. And Manly will work it away from a corner deep inside their own territory.
They move! Back here, Cameron, Adam.
Well, he still dominates the kicking game for South Sydney. Cody Walker out of dummy half that time.
Back it up!
It is intriguing, given what we saw from Reynolds on that bust on the turnover of possession before Kepi was injured. Didn't seem to be much wrong with Adam Reynolds. We'll keep an eye on the kicking numbers as the game progresses. Suley works it up here. Potentially his last game with the Seagulls, maybe on the move in 2022 to the Dragons as Cherry Evans kicks from well inside the 40. Taff coming across, makes a nice sliding catch and then gets the foot down very quickly. There's a lot to like about his play.
Yeah, something very noticeable about Blake Taff's game is that he takes the metres on offer. He doesn't pick the ball up and look to his side. He made 20 metres there very quickly. It gets South Sydney off to a much better start than if he takes his time.
Still no score after 12 minutes in the first of the prelim finals. Its place in the grand final up for grabs is Reynolds on his left-hand side. Walker kind of shifted on there. Gagai goes back to clean it up and he'll bring it back towards Cherry Evans and also Olakua too. And they'll get a set restart for a touch there by the Seagulls. Now confirmed by Ashley Klein. Kalamatani backs his way to the edge of the 20. On the right-hand side here, set as Murray at first receiver takes on the middle forwards. Dumps it out the back. Cook is there. Take on Croker and also Jake Travojevic. Only 5 metres away. Reynolds a dummy half. Walker. The Cherry Evans up in his face very quickly. Gagai got away from Harper. A ball rebounding. Still there. Cleaned up by Walker. It might well be a Rabbitohs try.
He's asking the question whether there was a knock on.
South knocked it on though.
He's not sure. We'll go upstairs.
All right, Joey. We're coming up to a reset of the tackle count. Now I have a penalty try. We've got a loose ball, and the Manly player takes out the right of the chaser to pick the ball up.
And that was Dane Gagai.
A penalty try.
He's already called
Kick
it.
chase is onside.
The ball ricochets off Saab,
Tackle count's been restarted.
then off Trebojevic. Cherry Evans grabs Dane Gagai,
unfairly at this point.
who comes back towards the ball.
He makes contact with it and knocks it backwards. That's
hard to tell
play
from
on.
that angle, but yes, I would thought, and I thought live that he knocked it back.
Dane
And that's
Gagai
the case.
knocks the ball backwards. The ball is live at this point.
It doesn't need to be a penalty try. It's going to be a try to Cody Walker. Can't be cleaned up by Lachlan Croker. Tries to heel it, back foot it, but doesn't get a touch to it. And Cody Walker picks the ball up to score the first
Cody
try of the
Walker
night.
picks up the ball and grounds it. We do not have a penalty try as a try is actually scored. We have a try by Cody Walker.
Dispelled the suspense.
It was sliding around, bouncing around. Nobody could stick a fork in the meatball as it slid off the plate, and eventually it was Cody Walker who ended up with it. And he makes it 4 points to nil.
Yeah,
Rabbitohs score first, and it's all been Walker on this left-hand side. The play has been going to him pretty much exclusively at this end of the field.
Yeah, catch and pass, that time stuck. There's been a couple of times Cody Walker has thrown the ball on the ground. This time Gagai collects it, gets away from Morgan Harper, tries to find Alex Johnson via a kick, but the ball ricochets back, and in the end Cody Walker is able to pick it up and score the try. Huge discrepancy in terms of possession so far. The Bunnies have been able to get through 10 sets. Manly, on the flip side, have only been able to complete 3 sets. 10 versus 3, and finally, that advantage and the weight of possession tells the story. Blake Taff's stabs one.
Blake Taff is doing the goal kicking. There is certainly something wrong with Adam Reynolds and that right leg. There just has to be if Taff is doing the kicking and not Adam Reynolds. And we've seen Walker do all the general play kicking on this left-hand side, Corey Parker.
Yeah, you're spot on, and we'll keep a real close eye on Adam Reynolds, but without him goal kicking, he's been one of the best all year in that area, and Taff stepping up to guide it through for the extras for Cody Walker's try. And what's been all the South Sydney Rabbitohs since Sean Kepi has left their field, they have done a terrific job just being able to starve Manly of the ball and get over for the first points of this evening.
Stay behind.
Well, Des is always talking about possession. Possession is the key, and at the moment, they're on the wrong end of it.
As they were in week 1 against the Melbourne Storm, and they went down 40 points to 12, and they had just 39% of the ball.
So the rumour about Adam Reynolds going through a fitness test prior to kickoff must have been true. With him not kicking goals, there is an obvious problem. There's no strapping on his legs, so we're unaware of what the problem is.
And his speed again on that bust he made off the turnover of possession. Kepi made a mistake. He looked to be free running, so it is curious indeed, but there is no question. Blake Taff, here he is in game number 7. The local junior now with the pressure of doing the goal kicking in the preliminary final. A turnover here. Manly will come back and get really their first chance in the game to put a little bit of pressure on the Rabbitohs.
Well, they missed an opportunity there, South Sydney. Off the back of points, they couldn't get to their kick and turn the screws on the Seagulls. And here come Manly.
It's Morgan Harper going to Jason Saab, coming across. They'll take him in a touch pretty comfortably in the end through Gagai and Johnston. A little short side raid by the Seagulls. It was worth a chance, but they burned some tackles there. They had a little overlap, and Cherry Evans created the 3-on-2, but they recovered well.
Yeah, special play by Cherry Evans. Whoa, Desi Hasler not happy with the Seagulls turning over possession. I can understand you'd be disappointed. That was quite a reaction from the coach.
Des can be animated, but how many times have you seen Des as animated as that? That was Craig Bellamy-esque.
Now, I will say that the Jason Saab had to be a lot stronger in his work to come back in field. He almost relented there and was taken across the touchline quite easily. Their first opportunity down this end of the field, they've been starved of possession. The pass was taken. He should have stepped back inside immediately.
Off the back of the error, it's the Rabbitohs to work it away as they come to this right-hand side. Jaden Sewer takes it beyond the 40, still with Tom Burgess and Jai Arrow in particular. Come off the bench, South Sydney, who were outstanding back in week 1 against the Panthers. It's Walker again. With that left boot, he might wear it out by the end of the game, given the problem that Adam Reynolds quite obviously has. Travojevic to play it inside the Manly 20. Jason Saab, who had bundled in a touch a moment ago. They get the set restart, and there he is, the man under the magnifying glass at the moment. What we wonder is exactly the issue with Adam Reynolds.
We've seen Cody Walker do a great job when Adam Reynolds hasn't been there, although it hasn't been that often. But Cody Walker's got a very good kicking game. It's got a pass mark at the moment.
There is Dylan Walker out there now, not quite midway through this opening half, so a change made by Des Hasler as Ola Kawatu. Off the ball that hits the deck, takes it inside the Rabbitohs forwards. Cherry Evans to put it in the air, out towards Jackson Paulo, stands underneath it, makes a good catch. Garrick not quite there in time to make a contest of it. And Paulo will play it here just inside his own 20. Coming out of the line quickly, here is Walker, who has been terrific in this lock forward, extra forward role that he's played in the second half of the season in particular.
That was a standout game from him last week off the bench. Some very clever passing that opened up the Roosters' defence, and they'll need him to be very good again tonight.
Cook. A long way there, 15 plus metres, maybe 20 almost. By the time he'll play the ball here, back the halfway line. One more left in the set. The word is out that Adam Reynolds has an issue. The Seagulls very well aware now that all the kicking coming through Cody Walker. Will wait and see if they can put some pressure on Walker as a result, knowing that the ball is almost exclusively going to him. Trbojevic bundled backwards, and the pressure continuing from the Rabbitohs. Murray coming up with a high tackle here to let that same pressure off the Seagulls.
Well, Cherry Evans with the run out of dummy half. His team needed something. He gets out, and just as he's falling, he's collected high by Cameron Murray. But the kick chase from Campbell Graham and Adam Reynolds outstanding on Tom Trbojevic. They pushed him back 5 metres. Hasn't had any good possession at the moment. We're almost a quarter of a way through the game. And Manly have only played the ball 5 times.
Inside Rabbitohs territory.
Yes.
Croker from dummy half. No one just here as Kawatu works it forward. Stopped there by Walker. There's some help from Koloamatangi. Slow play the ball. Croker finds Walker flat. There's the distributing. Foreign for Trbojevic on the outside of Graham into the backfield. Garrick for the line, and there it is. The speed of Tom Trbojevic once again pulling defences apart. He beat Graham point blank.
Have no try. Confirm there is an obstruction. I'm not sure if the defenders were actually affected though on the outside.
Okay, let's have a look at it. Manly have scored their first try, we think. Dylan Walker in at first receiver. Out to Kieran Foran. Back on the inside, Schuster. Moses Sully is the player that goes through, or does he get through? He runs into Adam Reynolds. Well, once a defender hits the ground, he goes into the hole. Reynolds is trying to slide across. Now, whether Reynolds gets him or not, I don't think he comes anywhere near him. But does Campbell Graham change?
And initiates contact with Adam Reynolds, we have a decision.
So what the issue is,
It's too close.
Well, it's just black and white.
It's too close to the play to be anything other than a penalty.
Yeah, it's black and white. You go to the outside shoulder of the defender and knock him over, he falls to the ground, that's it.
If he was one more defender in, away from Tom Trbojevic and eventually Ruben Garrick, you'd say no trouble, play on, but he's just too close, and we know that he has plenty of speed. Whether he has enough speed to get to Garrick in time, it's debatable, but as close as he was to the play, given how it's been interpreted for a long time now, that was always going to be an obstruction.
It was. Once Reynolds hit the ground, it was all over for Manly.
The mistake made by the Seagulls. Lines they run, it denies Reynolds a chance, albeit potentially a slim chance to be a factor on that play. And instead, the Rabbitohs here, now just inside the 30 as Reynolds takes it to the line himself.
Yeah, they've got two of their best forwards from last week on the field now. Jai Arrow and Tom Burgess entered into the fray.
Here is Cameron Murray, slips past the tackle there of Tapau, runs towards Croker. He wanted a set restart as Arrow finds Reynolds. Floating, here's Walker back on the angle. The halves combining. Cook gets there just in time. Grubbers, a ricochet again. Trbojevic has to force it. He got there in time to plant it down. It'll be another goal line dropout.
Well, that was an incredibly quick play, the ball from Cody Walker. Marty Tapau with blood pouring from a cut above his left eye. And Cook was out of dummy half. I'm surprised Cook just didn't take them on. The play, the ball was super quick. There's the Tapau injury coming up onto the knee there of Walker. But Walker jumped to his feet and played the ball almost immediately. He was up before the Manly defence was set. Cook was out of dummy half. And if Cook just runs the ball, I think there's a chance to just get to the try line himself, but he opted for the kick.
Little chance here for something of a 12-point turnaround, given Manly denied a try by the bunker at the other end of the field. Off the back of that, the Rabbitohs here with a goal line dropout to come. Marty Tapau with the running repairs. He's okay. There'll be play on here. Mark Nichols, the player, replaced by Tom Burgess, who, as you mentioned, Brandon, 200 metres running.
Outstanding.
Week 1 against the Panthers.
Outstanding he was. Best forward on the field.
Runs past Jake Trbojevic, comes straight towards Marty Tapau. Bit of a fitness test there for Tapau. He's okay. Murray for Jai Arrow. Takes it down to the 20. It'll be Cook from dummy half. Jumps out here with Walker going with him. Croker did well. An awkward tackle, but he made it all the same. Walker, he finds Murray. Tom Burgess spinning. Stopped there by Jake Trbojevic. 4 plays gone. Set restart instead, though. A full set coming up from close range. All this pressure on Manly. They've cracked off a kick just the once so far. They'll do well to hang on here again. From Cook, it goes to Reynolds. Good tackle there by Kieran Foran on Jaden Sewer. A try saver. Reynolds from dummy half. Comes back to Arrow. He runs away from Walker and also to Powell. Croker's there to stop him. There's some help from Jake Trbojevic. Midway through the set. Here is Murray. Comes to Walker. Taff. 3-on-2. Good ball. Johnston scores. Blake Taff with the cutouts. He finds the try-scoring machine in Alex Johnston. The Rabbitohs lead 10-0.
Well, it was a 4th tackle call on a set restart. Just too much for the Seagulls to handle. Blake Taff threw a great ball to Jackson Paulo last week, or in their last start against the Panthers, for a try to South Sydney. This time, it was a better one across the face of Dane Gagai. Johnston able to beat Jason Saab into the corner, and possession heavily favouring the Bunnies, and they make the most of it, scoring their 2nd try. Boy, they've got some work to do, the Seagulls. Denied at the other end because of an obstruction call, and then not long after, South Sydney get their 2nd of the night. 28 tries for the season, Alex Johnston. Incredible try-scoring feats by a number of individuals this year. What a ball it was from Blake Taff. 7th game of first grade, chiming in, been controlled well, made an early error, dropped the ball down this end of the field, injected himself on that occasion off Cody Walker, and pulled the right rein. Threw a great long ball to Alex Johnston.
When Latrell Mitchell was suspended after all the drama against the Roosters, you wondered how many points that would take out of this Rabbitohs attack, which finished 2nd. The point scored in 2021, but Blake Taff, lovely pass for a Jackson Paulo try against the Panthers in week 1. And now a cutout ball for Johnston tonight. This one inside the left-hand upright. He's doing it all. The 22-year-old from La Perouse links up with another local junior, and the Rabbitohs lead in the prelim final, 12 points to 0.
Well, what a turnaround of events. The Manly Seagulls get one denied, and they come up the other end. In just his 7th game, as mentioned, Blake Taff stands up in one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game of his career thus far. For the South Sydney Rabbitohs, it's just a possession. It's a landslide of possession. 15 completed sets to the 6 completed sets of the Manly Seagulls. That's the difference.
Possession is alarming if you're cheering for the Seagulls tonight. If you're a Rabbitohs fan, boy, you're doing handstands at the moment. 64% of the ball they've had. Almost 2/3 exactly of it. And they've had 15 completed sets from 17. To this point of the game, it's remarkable, the numbers. Now a turnover. That might help the Seagulls out.
Well, they did this last time they scored a try, South Sydney. They couldn't get to their kick off the back of a set from the try, and now they give Manly a chance again. The possession is heavily favouring the Bunnies, but that might turn around in the final 15 minutes of this game.
Taniela Paseka is on deck now. Here is Walker charging hard. Running towards Cook and also Kalamatangi. Just outside the Rabbitohs 20. There's Croker. Find Jake Travojevic. Kieran Foran showing it to Surley, taking on Campbell Graham. Without the speed of Turbo Tom, he was wrapped up. Here is Turbo. You look at the second. We're working here towards Tom Burgess and also Arrow. Last play for Manly. Goes to Jake. Cherry Evans at the back. Tom Travojevic. He'll do it on his own. The ball came free eventually. Maybe after he planted it down. For the moment, the referee says green lights, but the bunker will take a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. It would be an incredible four-pointer off the back of South Sydney making an error. Travojevic gets himself to the try line. I thought it spilt. I thought it came out. I thought it was released under the pressure. Johnston, Blake Taff, he loses the ball.
He does.
He loses the ball.
He knew it as well. His reaction told you everything. There it is coming free.
It's out. It's out. Unbelievably, Tom Travojevic has dropped the ball in the in-goal area.
Heavy contact with the head. And... Okay, Grant, decision is under review for the grounding. Check for a loose carry or a strip.
Please check head contact. Please check head contact.
And the head contact as well.
Danny Cherry Evans there, pleading a case. Let's take a look at it again. No doubt that the ball comes free.
He gets on the outside there of Dane Gagai. The three South Sydney players converge and hit him at once. I didn't see any headshot. I saw no
Just looking to determine if there's a
contact on the
grounding
head.
from Tom Travojevic.
Clear any strip.
It could only be Blake Taff, his left arm, wrapping around the chest and shoulder.
Well, I can't even say it's a strip.
Might help you, Joey.
I just think Tom lost it. Just in the Cody Walker
Cleared
comes
any
in
illegal
over the
contact
top.
by South Sydney. Just looking at grounding.
Well, there's no strip.
No, there's no strip. There's hands around the ball, but they're trying to stop a try. So there's no genuine attempt to strip the ball. Tom loses it, which would have been an incredible four-pointer. South Sydney making an error off the kick-off set, giving Manly a rare chance down this end of the field. They've had one try tonight already, and
South
they'll
Sydney
have this
players
one
are
as
just
well.
attempting a tackle here. There's no stripping action. Tom Travojevic loses possession of the ball and fails to regain it. We have a decision.
What a moment in this game. What a moment.
Hey?
Tom Travojevic gets himself down the left side only 5 minutes ago. They score a try through Ruben Garrick. It's denied because of an obstruction play, and now on the fifth tackle, Tom gets himself into the in-goal area, but drops the ball.
You guys set?
An incredible first half hour in this preliminary final. Manly denied twice, having got across the stripe. There it is again.
Look, what we've seen from Manly with their little attack down this end of the field is that if they can hold the ball and have some possession, Tom Travojevic can hurt this South Sydney defence on the left and the right.
They've had two chances. They've been oh so close on both occasions. Instead, the Rabbitohs lead 12 points to nil. Reynolds looking in, going out. 3-on-2. Walker links with Graham. Cuts back away from the sideline. Reynolds is there again. Wrapped up here by Foran. And they're at the 20. 2 plays remaining in this set. It comes across to Walker. They'll give it off to Jaira. Well, one more here. Cook looking to the left as he's done all night. Walker rubbering. Another one from dummy half or close range. And they get another result.
Now Lakawatu couldn't clean it up. Cody Walker off the back of the kick has cleaned it up. Now they've got another set.
Cody Walker producing results with kicks in this left corner of Suncorp Stadium. Here they are through Arrow. Grabbed there just. The tackle around the legs. Dylan Walker did well. Cook, flat pass. Murray thought about reaching out. He'll play it quickly. Comes to Reynolds. Decoy run. Here's Taff again. Stepping. Takes them on himself. Foran stops him. Only a couple away. Graham goes from dummy half. He forces his way in. The pressure telling on Manly.
All right, tackle 6 here, Joey. I have no try.
Wow.
Confirm that Campbell Graham is
He's
held
got
up.
no try. Campbell Graham looks as confident as anyone ever has. He gets in between the two defenders. It's Croker and Kieran Foran.
Just looking to determine if Campbell Graham gets the ball to the ground.
Ashley Klein said no try. If the pictures don't help Campbell Graham, well, we'll be stuck with the on-field decision. I can't even see the ball at all. There it is. It's on the stomach of Lachlan Croker.
And given what we've seen here so far,
I don't know if we'll see any pictures to prove
Based
that
on
he
all the
actually
available
got it
angles,
on the
we
ground.
support the live decision.
you couldn't make a case he got anywhere near the turf. What a job by Croker.
Outstanding. I thought they'd taken their eye off the man with the ball, and that was
Just play the
Campbell
ball,
Graham.
Guys, to play the ball.
But they didn't. Lachlan Croker has done a terrific job to get his body in and underneath Campbell Graham.
Stay here. Not early, guys.
We've had players across the try line 5 times, 3 no tries and 2 tries, all of them to the Rabbitohs for a 12-0 scoreline. There's a lot to look at half-time of this one. Paseka will play it here, just outside the 20. Here is Jake Travojevic. The Rabbitohs have so much possession. More than 3 times the amount of ball at this end of the field that the Seagulls have had at the southern end of Suncorp. Here is Tom. Into the middle of the field, getting involved. The back end of the set. Cherry Evans driving it through the line. Will find Johnson, who plays it off a boot. He'll bring it back here. And stopped eventually. Did he lose that ball in the tackle there? It came free for a moment. I'm going to say he held on to it. Now Jackson Paulo.
And so far tonight, Souths have done such a good job territorially that they've kept Tommy out of the game in the middle of the field. Manly just haven't been able to get any sort of go forward for Tom to play off the back of.
Crook against a retreating defence and only 1 marker, and barely a marker at that. Picks up some good metres as Sewer plays it. Comes back here through Cameron Murray. Walker numbers again. Gagai turns it on the inside for Johnston. Walker is taken down back on the inside. Play on for the moment. Walker still on the ground though. Reynolds puts it up. His first kick of the night. Tap backwards by Murray. It falls for Cook. He tries to get away from Harper. Does so. Grubbers. Walker is there again. Cook for Walker. It is all South Sydney. Walker has a double, and the Rabbitohs pouring it on.
Adam Reynolds puts his first kick up of the night. I think it was Cameron Murray who got his hands to it and knocked it back into play. Stayed in South Sydney's hands. Here's the kick from Adam Reynolds just outside the 30. Probably didn't go as long as he wanted. That allowed South Sydney to get a touch to it. Watch the kick from Damien Cook. It's a left footer. It was a left footer from Damien Cook, and it sits up beautifully for Cody Walker. That is some sort of preliminary final try, that. Cook kicks with his wrong foot, but lands it on the spot for Walker.
And it all came off the back of the first kick of the game from Adam Reynolds. A bomb, a tap back, a heads-up piece of play, and Cook lays it on a platter for that man. Cody Walker, who's been outstanding in 2021 in conjunction with Adam Reynolds and Latrell Mitchell in the main. Reynolds puts that right leg to the test. Murray is there to tap it back. And then Walker does well to evade the tackle of Harper. And I don't know how he saw Cody Walker, but he just knew he'd be pushing up.
Well, the precision of the kick was just incredible. Cook at breakneck speed drops it on to his other foot. He's a right foot kicker, Damien Cook. Dropped it onto his left, and the kick split and beat everyone. And Blake Taff is 100% kicking at the moment, 3 from 3. And I guess a side that is as good with the footy as the Bunnies are, you give them this sort of possession, inevitably the scoreline will be what it is now. You just can't keep denying them if they got set after set. They are 18 from 21. Manly have completed 7 sets. They're not in the ball game yet. They've crossed twice and had them both denied.
And we still have almost 10 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's 18-0, Corey.
And what a start it has been for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and they went to their big guns there. Reynolds, Cook, Cameron Murray competing on the kick. And Walker was laying down. He was baying for a penalty. He didn't see the penalty coming. He bounced to his feet, and what a superb left foot kick from Damien Cook, who's really injected himself in the last 10 minutes with a wealth of possession behind the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And for Manly, they need to keep this score at 18 points going into half-time break.
It'll be a long way back. If it's any further away from them, given what the Rabbitohs showed defensively, especially against the Panthers 2 weeks ago.
Well, Des will just get in at half-time and say, boys, our error count is 7, South Sydney's 3. They've had this much ball, we've had this much. The score is this. Reynolds kicking now.
He has warmed up and he finds touch only a metre out, or the touch judge is going to say a metre inside the 20-metre line. It won't matter. Manly will bring it back here from a restart, but has he warmed up? Is he confident? Something's happened, but Adam Reynolds suddenly says, hey, I'm good to go.
Yeah, it's hard to work out. It really is hard to work out why he didn't do any kicking to open the first 25 minutes of the game.
Now the Seagulls must be rocking. But what about the Rabbitohs, having lost at this stage in the past 3 seasons? Last year they went down to the Panthers. The year before, the Raiders. In 2018 it was the Roosters who beat them in the preliminary final. Here they are, leading the Seagulls 18 points to 0. The team that turned the final series on its head with that win against the Panthers back in week 1. Play it here, Manly, through Olakuatu. Comes back, Jerry Evans to kick towards Jason Saab. They would like that confrontation between Saab and Johnson. Was Saab called offside there? Some lack of chase on the kick there from Cherry Evans from the tall winger, and as a result, it was an easy catch for Alex Johnston.
Well, they haven't had to do too much of this. South Sydney bring it off their own line. The kick from Cherry Evans landed just near the try line. They've got to make it tough for South.
Still thereabouts at almost 2/3 of possession. Manly, 36% of the ball. Now Sewell play it as Cook jumps into dummy half. It comes to Reynolds, who'll put it high in the air. Some pressure here on Tom Trbojevic. He makes a good catch. Campbell Graham was there. You have to wonder if they don't come up with the obstruction play and it's 6-all, how the game progresses from there. But instead, here we are at 18-0. Morgan Harper.
He's been great on the chase, Campbell Graham. That's 3 or 4 tackles now he's made on Tom Trbojevic. When Adam Reynolds or Cody Walker have landed their kicks. Great ball, Olakuatu.
Jerry Evans, play on is the call. He runs himself into touch. Just a little touch there from behind, and he stumbles across the sideline.
So even though they've only got through 8 sets, Manly, they do look likely. And Olakuatu, the powerful young back rower who's had a great season. And Cherry Evans, just after the touch from Alex Johnston, just look at work from Olakuatu. Gets that arm free and just a little push in the back. Got him across the sideline. They need to hold possession desperately. We saw Jason Saab go out earlier in the half when they had their first run down this side. Reggie Marshall on the field.
We saw Wayne Bennett there trying to become the first coach. Take 4 different teams, 4 different clubs to the grand final. And boy, they are on track at the moment. It's Burgess to play it. Cook for Reynolds. Looking in, coming out to Walker again. Harper did well, putting some pressure on him. It bounces around. We'll come back here.
Come in the middle, guys.
Change over. And Manly coming up with possession. Morgan Harper. Well, he was all in there and he had to be, and he got a result.
Yeah, he picked his mark and he picked the right man to get the ball, Cody Walker. And they were very good in the opening 5 or 10 minutes. Manly's defence was up, pressuring South Sydney. We saw a couple of loose passes thrown by Cody Walker, who this time was the intended ball runner off the back of Adam Reynolds, but Harper read it all too well. Can Manly grab a try before the break? Good shot again from Campbell Graham. His defence has been super on that side.
Here is Marty Tapau working it forward. Don't forget the Deli and the Wards, the second instalment. Monday, 7:30 p.m. Contenders on the field right here. One of them, perhaps the favourites, tipping on there for Ruben Garrick. Set restart here for the Sea Eagles as well. And it comes back from Croker. Jumping there from Jake Trebojevic. Inside 4 minutes remaining in this first half. And it's Dylan Walker at the line. Cherry Evans puts it down. Dylan Walker, Cody Walker rather, picks it up. Now Johnston turning them inside out. He links up with Marshall. He's taken down. The Rabbitohs on the attack once again. Manly struggling on the far side of the field. Taff doesn't go there. He takes them on back through the middle. What a chance here for the Rabbitohs. Take it beyond 20 the lead. Tom Burgess, he'll play it here for Cook. Marshall, they go past him for Walker. First man option is Kalama-Tungi. Good tackle made by Harper and also Cherry Evans. Walker at dummy half. Here is Marshall, flat pass there. Burgess did well to hang on to it. Under the uprights, 5 metres out from Cook. They'll come across here from Reynolds. Good pass. Graham goes to Paulo. They have got them again. The Rabbitohs dominating the first 40 minutes. And they're more than on track for a grand final at this stage. What an opening half this has been.
Well, it was another half chance that Manly spilt the ball and South's counter-attack. 4 tackles later, the Bunnies stretch it to the right side. Adam Reynolds does the job in the middle. Great ball there to Campbell Graham, who picked it up off his toes, dragged in Ruben Garrick, and just gave Jackson Paulo enough space down that touchline. Sully in on Taff. Couldn't make a touch on it. Ruben Garrick, and Jackson Paulo scores one in week 1 of the finals against the Panthers and grabs the Bunnies' 4th try of the first half. Manly with a half a chance down that right side, and Cody Walker on the counter-attack and a pass to Alex Johnson. They made 40 or 50 metres, and then on the attack, Manly gassed. Just haven't got the energy to cover everywhere. Kieran Foran desperately trying to get to Jackson Paulo, but couldn't do it.
Well, the numbers are incredible. The Rabbitohs have completed 21 from 25 sets. The Sea Eagles, just 9 from 17. They're killing themselves. And now Blake Taff from out near the sideline to make this 24 points to nil. The Sea Eagles must be shell-shocked. Behind their own goal line, Blake Taff must be pinching himself. And here he is, doing the goal kicking for Adam Reynolds, the great Adam Reynolds. No doubt one of Blake Taff's heroes coming through the juniors, the local juniors with the La Perouse Panthers. And now the kick, swing across the face of the uprights. It stays at 22 points to nil. And we have just over a minute remaining in this first half.
That was the ball from Adam Reynolds. Picked up, it was a low pass. Campbell Graham having to reach and then offload to Jackson Paulo, but did it beautifully. He's had a game, Campbell Graham, defensively and with the footy.
If it's to be the Rabbitohs, more than on track, as we said, at the moment. They take on the Panthers or the Storm. That is preliminary final number 2. You'll see it all live here from 2:30 p.m. on Fox League tomorrow afternoon from this venue, Suncorp Stadium. Well, Cherry Evans, that's where they're at. He has to go short and produce something and give Manly a chance, and they will have the last say.
Well, unorthodox, but certainly worked. Cherry Evans just punching that one low. Dane Gagai couldn't clean it up, and now Manly with a chance. Under a minute to go, though.
Stand down! You drop.
Here comes a Jake Trbojevic. Here is Cherry Evans. Tom on his outside. Gagai can't wrap him up. Trbojevic comes back to the middle. It is Sewer who makes the tackle. 25 out from the Rabbitohs line. It's Marty Tapau. Takes it inside the red zone. Midway through the set. Maybe time, though, for just one more play. It's Cherry Evans. He got a kick away just, only just, coming through. There's an awkward contact there from Walker on Kalamatangi.
I thought it was incidental.
And the referee is happy. There was nothing untoward there from Dylan Walker, and that will be half-time. What an opening 40 in preliminary final number 1. Watch it again, the contact coming through. Walker trying to avoid the contact. Kalamatangi is okay, and so is South Sydney. They lead it 22 points to 0.
Well, the Rabbitohs are rampaging towards their first grand final since 2014. They have all the ascendancy after a dominant